Hello world, yes you guessed it, this is yet more City Skylines. The reason, well, because I want to. Just I want to. Is it me or is it misty? It's a very misty morning, isn't it? Anyway, a thought occurred to me whilst I was working today. I'm building this very uniform city, and this very ununiform, more geographically accurate, I don't know what you call it, sub-city town? Separate town? It's like a separate little thing, isn't it? And the thought came to me that the reason why European cities especially are so irregular in shape is because they start off as lots of little towns, and there's like one dominant one that sort of takes over. You get like a Connurbation effect. The city I'm from, York, is a prime example from that, because you got like little towns in and around it. They have like their own little character, but they're considered part of the city because the city's grown around them and taken over them. And they just sort of incorporate each other into the major city. It's just sort of like, wow, assimilated. It's a very Borg affair. And I'm thinking, maybe I could do away with... I like this as the sort of the core centre, but I also like lots of irregular, asymmetrical stuff. So if we have... say, this spot in particular was what I was looking at. If we have another small town, so here, it's not too far away, and in the long term, maybe not in the long term, in the short to medium term, they'll end up meeting around here, won't they? There'll be a sort of merger of them. It's just the way it's going to go. Because, naturally I'll expand that, I'll expand this, and they'll meet here, and we'll end up with, all kind of interesting things going along where they meet, maybe. I'm not planning on... this coastline here is a good place to build because it forces you to act around the geography. Over here I can do grid because it's flat. It's flat and it's open. Here I've created what I've created because it's going around what's here. So, here would be a good place. And I don't want it to be a little town like this. I want it to be kind of like a small separate sub-city with skyscrapers and things. So let's work on that, shall we? Now I need to do it in a clever kind of way, because I've got to work around this thing. I've got to make sure that they can be built on the actual cliff. Is there any actual coast on this, or is it just... No, there isn't, is there? I don't think there is. Let's have a look at the map and zoom out. No, there's no actual coastline. There's lots of lakes and rivers and stuff. And there've been plenty of mountains we can work on. We could do some mountainside sort of things later on. But right now, I'm gonna dive in here, because that creates a perfect little spot. It really does. We can even build a railway station into it at some point. Right. So enough waffling. Let's get on with it. What sort of place do we want this to be? I'm going to be adventurous, and by adventurous I mean I'm not going to use one-way roads on this. Just see how it works out. That... See, it doesn't really... See, that's not happening for me, is it? Let's get rid of that and try making another one just a little bit further away. Say there, see how that does. Yeah, see, that'll do them. So the solution is sort of somewhere in between them, isn't it? It's going to be kind of around there. Maybe a little bit further over. Right, let's try it... Let's try it there, like that. We're almost on the... I want it to be right on the edge. Right on the edge. And I assumed that the circle represented where the edge was. It seems it doesn't quite behave like that. Unless I just sort of tinker with the cliffside a little bit. Would that be enough to create some of these bigger skyscrapers? Because I want some of these right along the water's edge. There's some stuff like that. And that's taking up... Well, it's 4x4, isn't it? Might just have to vary how we do it. So if I get rid of this and just bring it inland a little bit, like, say, that. Yeah, and they'll be right along there, won't they? So we've got kind of like a shorefront going on there. And I want this to be sort of smaller, more suburban, so we'll bring that in... Actually, I tell you what, let's make it a right angle junction. Bit of that going on. And then here we will put in... I want a decent road feeding that and small roads to come off it. Let's put the small roads in first. Okay. So these houses are going to end up kind of on the railway line. Well, next to it anyway. Let's start there. And curve round. Round. There, I mean, that's kind of like a horseshoe. And then what can I build along here? I mean, that's going to be 2-lane gravel road. Gravel road right down by the sea. Just makes perfect sense, don't you think? That there. And then 2-lane alley. I mean, we're gonna have. I'll make right by the railway commercial, rather than anything else, because it doesn't make sense to have residential right up against the railway. I mean, there will be, but a little bit's fine. I mean, no one would want to live there if you ask me. Right, let's just up the road a little bit. We'll add a bit of this. You can come out straight. There we go. And then curve it round. Curve it round. There we go. I mean, it's going to be interesting getting this hooked up to the public transport. How about we come out of that? How's that going to work? Oh, see, that creates that horrible little junction. I don't like that at all. Do not like that. We're going to have to upgrade that, aren't we? Yeah, that's going to have to be it. Just that little bit. Actually, tell you what, let's give it a go, see if we can make a really teeny tiny one. Just smallest it can be. There. Yes. Yes, that I can get behind. Does create a kind of natural bottleneck right here. But I think we'll be able to work around that. There we are. So if we just... We're going to have to get rid of the traffic lights. Actually, tell you what, let's get rid of that. No. Demolish that. And we will... Yeah, we'll leave that there, but then we'll hook this up from here. Have that one come in and join it. Like that. Actually, no, I'll tell you what, let's upgrade that, and by upgrade I mean downgrade to that. Maybe that? Yeah, I think that's better, isn't it? That is miles better. Right, and we will hook it up with footpaths as well. Not that I don't like those footpaths. I just don't. It's not that one, is it? It's that one there. Right. Let's do this. So we can have people walking to there. People can walk from here to there. And then from here to there. Just makes sense. Let people do all the walking they want to do, and then from there to... Come on, you're gonna work. There we go. Nice. Okay, so that's a good beginning as far as I'm concerned. Now let's finish fleshing it out. I mean, we're gonna need a motorway junction as well, and we will put that probably around here. Yeah, that there. You know, don't think there's going to be a neat way to get it to fit, is there? Never is. Never is. I should have got that mod that lets you disable the, what's it called? I know what I mean. The supports, that's the one. So you're not going to let me do that there, are you? Right, it's going to be interfering all over the place. So how about... can we fit in there? Any chance of you fitting? You're not going to wanna. Damn it. Ooh, we have a fit, we have a fit. Now, how far along there can I get that? Okay, so it fit there. Ooh. Kind of... maybe there? Or should we keep pushing our luck? Ooh, that went most of the way along there. Where are we? There was a sweet spot right there. Come on, we're going to get it. Precision. Ooh, nearly had it. Ah, come on. Ooh. It was... Where are you? Come on, there. Oh, crap, I had it there again. Damn it, I need to... I suppose I could turn down the sensitivity of my mouse, but then we'll be here all day anyway. There we go, right, get that placed. Woo! Get there in the end. Right, let's hook that up. Lynch Bridge. I don't want to live near a Lynch Bridge. That does not sound pleasant at all. Right, so you coming off of here, that kind of angle. There. Okay. Now what's that like in terms of slope? That's actually quite a nice progressive slope. Awesome, so I can live with that. That'll be neat. Let's get the motorway hooked up now. So nice long motorway junctions, that's what we like. That's what we like. Okay, you're not going to have it, are you? Nope, no, you're not going to have it. Okay. Yep, there we go. Oh, for crying out loud. Right, we'll put that one there. And then that one there, like that. So we now have unintentionally put both these things in the wrong way, just the quirk of the way they were built. There we go. And right, let's get this one sorted as well. There we go. And up you come to there, and then up a bit. Yep, that'll probably do. There we go. Okay. Now that is ridiculously steep. I don't care who you are. That is stupidly steep. So we'll see if we can fix that. Little bit at a time, please, people. Little bit at a time. There we are. Page up. And page up. That's more like it. Awesome. And now to just set the priorities on this thing, because it will wreak havoc. Well, absolutely wreak havoc. Where are we? Construction restrictions. Priorities. No. Yeah, it's that one, isn't it? Oh, is there clear traffic? Disable despawning. Parking restrictions. No, we don't need that yet. Change lane. Actually, no, it wasn't through any of this, was it? Oh crap, that's not the button I meant. It was that, wasn't it? It was priority road. So that's priority road. Does that affect the road signs? No. Alright. Right, fine, be like that. Give way. Give way. See, this is what makes a roundabout a roundabout. Giving way to people that are already on it. So what does making that priority road do? I don't know. But that'll do. That links up quite nicely. I mean, we're not actually building anything yet. Wood Bridge. What's that called? Wood Street. Nah. Nah. I mean, why would you call that Wood Bridge? Oh no, that's a shitty name for a thing. Right, let's add in all the extra roads we want to do. I mean, we want these nice, big, shiny avenues. They're coming all the way along here. And then... Actually, let's put in the train station whilst we're here. I mean, we're not going to use it yet. We're not going to use it yet, but it's going to be... It's going to become relevant. Oh, I need to put in the road first, don't I? Alright, alright. Let's put in the road. The road that we are going to use is going to be... Use the 4 lane. The 4 lane would be nice. Just do that. Just do that. Just along here. Let's give it a go. Let's see. There's that. And then if we put that right there. Perfect. Right there. That'll do. Let's put... Oh, what's this? What's this? One-way train track. That's new. I don't recall seeing that before. Okay, let's hook it up. There. And then... Yeah, there we go. Hooked up. All connected. And then... That was only destroyed because I want to make it shorter, like that kind of length. There we go. So that's going to be... hooked up like that. Tell you what. It makes sense, doesn't it, to put the bus station in here. Now... The way I laid out the bus station before, it was... I mean, we don't want it right on there. We want it to be... There we are. Buses, buses, buses. So I can do that through this car. There it is. Okay, so the bus station was... Well, it needs to be... There's one. And there's 2. And then there's 3. Okay, so they connect like that. And then... 1, 2, 3. And then when I've got these various bus stations, what I can have them do is... Oh, no. Yeah, snap 2. There we go. There, and then there, and then there. So it gives them a means of connecting if need be. Actually, I should probably make these ones two-way, shouldn't I? Just in case, okay? And then here, this definitely needs to be one way. So I have it hook up like that. Hook up like that. That going out. And then being fed into and out of. Yeah. Might need to work on those particular ones, but we'll figure that out as we go. Let's extend this a little bit. So there we have our transport hub, because what we'll be able to do is put in... Actually, do it now. We'll get it out of the way. Let's put in... Put that in. Right about there. See, it becomes an interesting transport hub, don't you think? I mean, you see what I'm doing here. Let's hook... Oh, crap. Crap. That like that. And then another one there. And another one in the middle. There we go. So that hooks up quite nicely. Think about these roads. I might have to upgrade that, actually. Because of how close it is, I might have to make it this one anyway. I mean, it's no problem. It's no problem, I don't mind it, but I just wanted to try and avoid it. There we are. Nice sharp turns. Let's hook you up to straight there, and then around you come. I'm liking that little kink, because straight lines do not lend themselves well to natural geography, they just don't look right. Okay, so let's add this one here. Like that. And we can put other little roads in between. This needs to be a connector. We want it to be bus only as well. I want this to be bus only, so the buses can come in and they can go out any way they want. There's no reason it has to be like this, but... Should just do grass verges. Yeah, let's go for grass verges. There we go. Then you can come down to... Let's make that a bit longer. We want that to sort of connect up. Like that. Just because. And then we bring that down. Like that. And if necessary, like that too. Okay, I'm gonna add in the traffic restrictions now, because I can just see it all going completely pear-shaped and me forgetting to do it, and then cars will be going up and down there, won't they? There we are. Shame I can't copy and paste it onto this. But yeah, buses only. There we are. Buses only. Well, SOS vehicles as well. Don't mind that. And as long as I make sure that the only way in is the same, it doesn't matter what the middle bit in there is. There we go. Awesome. I might have to upgrade that road at some point, because there might be a fair few buses coming in here. Okay, so... we now need a connection. And it's going to be a regular road along here. It's going to be a regular road. We'll make it a bit smaller than the others. So we'll start with... that. And then... down you come, and you connect up like that. Yeah. That works for me. Should we have another large one there? Another large one right there. Running down. I reckon... if we then have it... I mean, you see it's sort of taking on a grid pattern again, but it's a less symmetrical one. Much less symmetrical. Now, we can't just have long roads like that. It'll wreak havoc with our traffic. So what we're going to do... we're going to put in a bunch of little one-way systems. Might make those a bit smaller. Might, not will. But I think that's going to be an interesting little metropolis. And I think I might get rid of that one there. Get rid of that one there. And then just do various patterns in here. So let's try connecting it with this one. Like that. And then, I mean, it doesn't matter if we have a couple going straight across, like, say, that. And then... Come on. We're gonna have you. Gonna have you. Yep. There we are. And then... tell you what, let's make that smaller. Let's make that from there. This little one. Because then it's the perfect urban road, isn't it? And then we have a little junction like that. We have a little junction... Nope. Like that. I don't like the shape that it makes that, but what choice do I have? It's going to do that whatever I do. Okay, let's add in some residential roads. Just a couple here. And... do a little parallel one there. Hook that up. Yes. And then we make one snake all the way out of here. Excellent. So that to me will look a little bit interesting. It's not the best, it's not the most amazing in the world, but it looks nice, I think. Then we have a junction here for this one. Boom and boom. Let's put that there. And then that. There. Yeah. And just a little bit. Okay. I could do that. I don't want it to be too small. So if we just make it this grass verges again. Crap, didn't mean to do that right. Straight line there's fine. And I can do more in there if need be. But I think that's going to be fairly interesting. There we go. We've laid out the basic plan. We've been doing that for 22 minutes. So I apologise for that. I've been very, very caught up in this one project. Now let's get all watered up. Come on. Now we can take water from this lake. Might be a good way of doing it. Just to get water here. But we can't have it exiting water into this lake because the lake doesn't go anywhere. You know, the beautiful thing about rivers is they take all the nasty stuff away. Not so much the case with lakes. So we'll do that, and then we will hook it up like that. Water availability will decrease, but we can always put a pumping station somewhere interesting, somewhere that is relevant to our interests. Say, I mean, that's deep enough, isn't it? Put it there for now. Hook it up to that thing. It's going to need power. It's definitely going to need power, but we can manage that easy enough. Okay. Then we need to create a sort of national grid effect right here. There we are. There we go. Come on, you're going to work. Right, can we get into the middle bit there? Yes, we can. And then across. Then down you come. Down you come. Where's the power? Where's the power? Fight the power. There we go. Nice. And of course this little place is going to need its own set of amenities. Don't think it's going to be... Ooh, it's fairly well hooked up to the trash. Fairly well, not perfectly. What if we have a road coming off of here that contains all of those things? That would be a good way of doing it, don't you think? I reckon a small 4-lane road should suffice. Let's try it. Stop snapping. Okay, maybe it won't stop snapping. How about then instead we just bring it down here, off of this junction. That to me seems like a fairly sensible way of doing it. Let's get some water down here, because we're going to need it. Put in the garbage. I mean, that thing's going to affect air quality. It really is. But we need to be able to clean all... Oh, God damn it. It doesn't even get down that end either. Does landfill? Does any of it get down there? Oh, it does if I put it on that side. No, that doesn't. But, oh, that does. That does. Alright, that's fine then. Put that there. We could do with... What if I put a crematorium next to it? Because, you know, that's why you want your crematorium. And then we just sort of put one in sneakily right there. Hospital, medical care... Yeah, we definitely need to take care of that. We'll put that next to the motorway, because who doesn't like the view of the motorway? We need fire brigade. Again. Right there. We put the police over the road. Beautiful. Education. Right, so where do we want the education to be? Education, I think, should be in this little nook and cranny. Because it just seems like a good place for it. Now, as for the actual university, we'll sit anywhere I want it to. Ooh, actually, will it sit in there? There, that'll do brilliantly. Yes. Okay, so now public transport as well. Let's get the roads hooked up. So we want services servicing all of this. So we want a loop, a loop-de-loop, coming all the way. Actually, no, we don't want anything actually in front of there. We want people to walk across. No, it's not going to work that way, is it? Because... Yeah. I see, the problem is there they have to cross the road. They might cross the road. Anyway, let's start by putting in our intercity connection. So we have that there. Now we'll have them come down to this junction. They can have that one there. Boom! There we go. That's simple. Two thing connection. There we go. So that's an express service. Let's name that as such. I mean, we should make it an express service, shouldn't we? That can be not 10 line. That can be the X1. Why not? X is just the way that the company I work for designates its express routes. And the number usually references a relevant, less express route, but not always. I noticed there's some substantial exceptions to that rule. Right, so... bus service there... 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 To there... And there... See, I've also noticed from my... since becoming a bus driver, I've noticed just how frequent bus stops actually are. It's absolutely ridiculous some of the time. You just would not believe how frequent bus stops are. You can literally walk between some of them quicker than you can drive between them. In a bus, that is. In a bus. Right, let's try... One there. There's one. And there's one. So we need a name for this area as well. It's the north side of the lake, but I don't think calling it North Lake would be a very, very sensible idea. I don't think it would have quite the right ring to it. Put that there. And then one there. And opposite. And there, and then hook up. There we go. Hooks up well, I think. To my mind, is a decent set of routes. We should probably do one of them a very different colour to the others. So that's blue. Don't want them to be blue themed. So let's go with a different base. Let's go with green for that one, and then green is yellow and blue. So we got a sort of red tint to it. I want red. A bit too dark. A bit too dark there. We want, yeah, sort of orangey red. That'll work. Okay. Now, there is nothing going on down here. There are no public transport services down into this section. And that's simply because I don't want there to be. If people can't walk to it from there, we'll think about putting something in at some point. But it is essentially a dead end. So you have buses going down, doing a dead end loop, and then coming back. We could always... Oh, crap, didn't mean to do that. We could always put in, like, a little bus loop for them to turn around if we wanted to. Actually... Quite like the sound of that. What if... What do you think we could... What could we fit in there in terms of bus routes? Little single lane one. Can we get it to go round? That's the question. I'd have to do it up there, wouldn't I? I don't think I've got the space there to do it, but that's fine. We can live with that. Okay. Okay, so I want things here to build up. And that means I'm going to need to power them before they're actually in a position to be connected to the main grid. Because these things won't have power. They just won't have power yet. But we need them to be powered. That's the weird thing. Oh, that's connected. That's fine. That's fine. How about generates 3 megawatts? That might suffice. Might suffice. We can always come back if that isn't enough. Right, let's get zoning, because we're half an hour into this and we haven't done any zoning yet. So right along the lake edge, right along here, this is going to be high density residential. Because I reckon that's where people would want to live. All the way along there. And then down here, it's going to be all the low density stuff. Hey? Hey? Method to my madness, and some madness in my method. Right, and then down in here, a little shopping district sort of thing. Then more urban. Urban. We will want to put in parks and stuff around here, I think. I mean, parks near the railway line make more sense than houses, probably. So let's get that as close to the railway line as we can. I should up the value of the land. What have we got here? We've got a botanical garden, won't fit. Won't fit. How about... I said I was going to put... what's it called? Commercial all the way along here. So, some small things for the commercial might be nice. It's a bit big, that, isn't it? Dog park. Dog park would be good. I mean, you can walk your dog. Wouldn't want to do that down by the water. Put it there. Okay. Yes, we've taken a bit of our commercial, but we can always add more in here. And I'm doing all this without it actually developing yet. Right, offices, and it just has to be offices along here, doesn't it? Can't be anything but. And around here. Tell you what, let's put more residential around there. I mean, I like the idea of residential around schools more than I like the idea of commercial around schools. I don't know, just seems like a nicer environment. Would you want to go to a school in the middle of a mall, or would you want to go to the school in the middle of a housing estate? Personally, I'd opt for the housing. There we go. You stop, that is wrong. I'm using the wrong bloody tool, that's why. Right, okay. Now, commercial, I think, around the bus station. Because that's my experience of bus stations. It's like commercial and offices and all shit like that. Okay. Now, I can build there. But what's interesting is this little bit here. Can I put anything in there? I could put a shit ton of trees. Definitely put a shit ton of trees. How do I... Can't remember how I did it. Ah, that's how you do it. Okay, so what sort of trees do we want? We want them. Come on. Oh, they're a bit small, aren't they? Oh, big trees. Ah, they're fairly substantial. Alright, we'll have them. We'll have them then. There we go. What else do we need? Nothing yet. I mean, I should see how it... Right, let's let time actually run and see how this unfolds. Let's see how this unfolds, because that's going to be the most telling. There we go. There we go. We've got housing. Right. Let's put all the parks and stuff in here then. Let's get all that in place ahead of time. Boom, basketball court. I want a large park. I want a large park. Park with trees. Yes. Yes, this meets with my approval, but there's nothing. Oh, perfect, perfect. Park all in there. Park all up in there. And then... I suppose it made more sense to put trees all the way along here, but... I don't know, I want to put more parks and stuff in, because parks help the land value. That's what we want. We want good land value. We can add more things here as well. There's plenty of room to expand there. That makes no sense. You wouldn't have the train going up over the bridge, surely. And there's time! Yes! I say there's time. Why would that need electricity? Why would a park need electricity? Oh, it'll get there. Oh, these things don't have power either. Okay, let's put... There we go, now they're hooked up. Okay, so we can get rid of these things eventually, but let's let things get building first. Okay? Do we have any buses down here yet? Any buses? Any buses coming down? They'll come this way, won't they? Ooh, 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 ooh. Is that a bus? That's not a bus, that's not a bus. Let's remove the traffic lights whilst we're here. Get rid of them. Here come the buses. Get rid of them. Get rid of them. Get rid of them. Get rid of them. I don't like traffic lights. I do not like traffic lights. I mean, they might help pedestrians with crossing the road, but who cares? No one cares. No one cares. Ain't nobody got time for that shit. No time for traffic lights. Get rid, get rid. Get rid, get rid. Get rid. Okay, that should help. That should look all right. All right. I should have put another bus depot in, shouldn't I? There's that one. No, don't want that. I love how that all works, though. Okay. Okay. Looking good, looking good. We have got a lot of buses on this route. Line details. Line overview. No, come on. Is the red one... The red one is the one that just goes round in circles, isn't it? Which was the express one? Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Express was green. So how many buses on the green line? 18? You don't need 18 for that journey. Let's try 5. Maybe 6. Come on. Half a dozen should do. There we go. Right, now... Green one. 15. No, that's the next one. I've already clicked on that. Right, hang on. There we go. So there's 6 on the line 12. See, it assigns a number of buses based on the length, I'm guessing. I'm guessing. Right. So is that one? How about the blue one? 5. See, for now I think that'd be sufficient, because there's nothing here yet, but the demand's going to go up. I'm also going to have to connect this all up at some point, but... Yeah. Yeah. Oh wow, we've got a house out here and no electricity. 0 electricity. Right, let's see about fixing that. Boom. Boom, and the power is on. Put that across there and then hook it up. There we go, now everyone's all hooked up to the grid. How are we doing? See, it's so close, so close. Nice. Should probably give this district a name. So if you want to name this district, please let me know. I'll be happy to name this district in your honour. What are we building? Educate more citizens. Well, we're working on that. We're working on that. So yeah, guys, this is all going to be one big district. I want you guys to name it for me. Give me a name, and I will pick the one that I like the most. I know, favouritism. That'll do for now, though. Till next time, guys. Take care, have fun, and ta-ra. If you enjoy my efforts to be vaguely entertaining, you can now support me on Patreon. $1, a pound, a yen, a euro, whatever you've got, whatever you can spare, all helps. Over 1 million fed. Thank you for watching, and ta-ra.